Bom dia, good morning guys. It is bright and early. We are basically in the middle of a 2-week long heat wave. We call them thermometer days because on the weather app, rather than the sun or clouds, there's just a thermometer. So it means it's extreme heat, which means if we want to get anything done, we need to get up very early before it gets too hot. It gets too hot really around 9 o'clock, maybe 8:30. So yeah, we try and get up around 6:30 with the sun, get a couple of hours of work done. So I'm usually in the garden first thing. I'm really happy with how the garden is starting to come together. We're eating from it quite a lot. Cucumbers, tomatoes, and lots of runner beans, which I need to come pick because some of them are getting too big now. We have courgettes as well, our first ones last week, and the chilies are nearly ready. We've got a watermelon growing, which is very exciting. We've got a lot actually, but there's one that's getting quite big. I think it's going to really be wonderful for the summer, this garden, after a very not great start in spring. So I've got a bit more of one of the garden beds to weed, and everything is really damp because I water at dusk and still in the morning it's soaking. So Ewan came in yesterday morning and trimmed all the pathways for me because my feet were getting really wet. But yes, let's see what we can get done before it gets too hot. I can already sense when I'm in the sunlight that it is quite warm.
Just got a spider web on my face. They are everywhere. Wow, super stretchy. Good morning everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to make use of some of this crazy heat that we have and start drying some chilies. We have 3 here that have been picked when they were ripe, and then we have some more to pick. But first I must clean this sun dryer. So I think today marks like 3 weeks that we've had over 35 degrees Celsius. I'm actually quite enjoying it. The first few years it's quite tough. As a Welshie, we're not used to quite such extreme temperatures. But now, after 5 years, I feel almost Portuguese. I feel quite used to it. Especially with aircon. Aircon's a game changer. I've never sun-dried peppers before, but I'm assuming it's roughly the same as with a tomato. Slice it in half. Oh, these are a bit tough. Oh. So the idea is that we're going to sun-dry them and make chili powder. I tried some sun-dried chili powder that a friend of ours made, and it was just absolutely amazing stuff. So I'm going to try and make some of our own. We use chili powder a lot more than we use fresh chilies because it's easier to control the heat. Because I really like spicy food, but Carissa doesn't. So we have to meet in the middle somewhere, and that meet in the middle comes with flavour, not with spice. God, they smell good. Right, let's go and get some more. So these fellas here are jalapeno peppers. There's a couple that are on the turn, so I think I'm going to make a blend of the red and green fruits. You're not going to get much sun down there, so I'll take you to it. And the good thing about sun drying them is I can preserve them all before they either go a bit too far or whatever. So that's good. But we also have some serrano peppers in here. It's getting a bit mobbed by this tomato. There's a lot of tomatoes. I'll try and let those go a bit more. So that's a sweet Palermo pepper. It's funny how as soon as you smell green jalapeno, it instantly reminds you of that jalapeno flavour, whereas the red ones, interestingly, don't. At least our neck of the woods, you hardly ever see ripe jalapenos. Lovely. With sun-dried tomatoes, they tell you to use salt to help dehydrate them, but because these are going into a powder, I'm not going to use any salt. And I hope that because it's stupidly hot, that will do well enough. Right, we have far too much space in here, so I'm going to go and pick some tomatoes. little haul for the morning. That was always going to happen, wasn't it? Oi.
I wouldn't fill it too much, which might need to make sure there's space.
Can probably still do more, yeah? Or do you reckon just leave it?
I'd leave it and then let them get really dry and then do the next batch.
Cool. Not a bad first batch. We have tons more, so this is going to be a repeating thing over the next few months.
So I have these big beans, butter beans and some black beans, and I tried some in the raised beds a few weeks ago and none of them grew. They're quite old seeds. One of you guys suggested soaking them in water, so I did that last night and they have swollen up quite a bit. A few of them floated, so I threw them out, and yeah, I'm hoping we might get a couple that work. I'm going to do them in a seed tray just so I can keep a better eye on them. So I need to wear gloves though. the kind of job that wearing gloves for was very annoying, so I thought I would try chopsticks with the beans. So I've got 7 wraps left, so I'm going to put some lentils in there. So as soon as it gets above sort of 32 degrees outside, we tend to move inside. I remember the first few years I used to try and push through the heat and then it would just exhaust you, so I don't do that anymore. We get up early and do what we can, and then I think just giving in to that the summer has to be slower is the only way to actually enjoy it. It's really funny to think of our first couple of summers, and I don't know how we had the resilience to survive them. I think the first 3 summers actually, by August we were just like, should we move back to Wales? It's crazy to try and live in this heat off grid in such a basic, simple way. So I feel really grateful that we've persisted and we stuck it out, and things have got easier every year. And last year we had the aircon fitted in the kitchen, which aside from getting a fridge was probably the biggest game changer for the summer. And I honestly did not think we'd ever be in a position, or certainly not so soon, be in a position to power an aircon unit. We do have to be careful, they do pull a lot of electricity, especially when it's a 42 degree day and you're just trying to get the temperature down to say 24. It takes a lot of power. And the only reason we're in a position to do that is because of Bluetti, who we're working with again today on this video. And also just a huge thank you to you guys for watching our videos. That's given us an opportunity to work with them, because it really has changed our lives here. Yeah, last August, we didn't have the conversation about moving back to Wales, and I very much doubt we're going to this summer, because this summer's just gotten even easier because we've also now got aircon installed in this new cabin. Siestas are very necessary. In the kitchen we have the AC500 with 3 B300S batteries, which is absolutely amazing, like powers our whole house. We do need to get a few more solar panels, I think, and then we'll be sorted with that. Whereas we have a smaller unit in the cabin. We have the AC200, which is a brilliant unit. It's something we can quite easily move around, but what we were finding is though we can power the aircon units throughout the day, especially when there's full solar coming in, it's not a problem, but then as soon as the sun goes, the battery capacity isn't big enough for us to sort of run it through the night. I knew that Bluetti have been developing their product to become expandable, so I reached out to them and I said, is the AC200 we have compatible with an expansion battery, and they said the model we don't have but their newest AC200L is, so they've sent us that, which we're very, very grateful for, because we love this unit already, but now being able to expand it just means that we can store a lot more electricity. We're just waiting for the expansion battery to arrive. I'll give you a little bit more of a spec lowdown on that, but if you have been eyeing up Bluetti getting either one of their smaller power banks or the huge system to run your house, there is a sale on the 8th till the 11th of July. I think there's going to be some pretty big savings, so it's a really good time to get one if you've been thinking about it. So I'll leave a link in the description below to that and go check out and see what kind of deals you can find. We love Bluetti, as you probably all know. Go check them out and I'll tell you a bit more about the AC200L and its expansion, because this is going to be a big game changer for us. And not only for the summer, the air conditioning unit heats as well, so that's going to really help us in the winter as well. And we'll have a little baby to keep warm. The AC200L power output is 2,400 watts with a 3,600 watt power lifting mode, and we haven't found anything it can't power yet. We have it wired in to power all the lights and outlets in the cabin. Its capacity on its own is 2,048 watt hours, which means if our aircon unit is using, say, 500 watts of power, then we can power it from 100% full for around 4 hours when there is no sun coming in. You can add up to 2 B300K batteries, which have 2,764.8 watt hours each, which would keep our aircon unit running all through the night. As with all Bluetti power banks and batteries, there are multiple ways to charge it up, whether that's through one of their portable solar panels, your own fixed solar panels, a backup generator or AC outlet, or from the cigarette lighter in your car so you can charge it whilst you're travelling, so it's perfect for a van setup. The new AC200L can take in a solar input of 1200 watts, which will charge it to full in a couple of hours. The other upgrade we've found is that this AC200L has Wi-Fi and not just Bluetooth connection, so we can check in and control it when we're not home via the Bluetti app. Bluetti use LiFePO4 batteries, which surpass lithium-ion in terms of safety, a longer lifespan and greater thermal stability. For us, they stand out in the industry for their quality and ease of use, and we just want to say a huge thank you to Bluetti for working with us again and for helping us to keep cool this summer. Again, if you want to check out their sale, I will leave a link for you in the description below.
Right, we have retired inside. It is 10:26 and 37 degrees, so it's a bit warm to be doing anything else outside. So, to continue with last week's video, I am going to process the onions. And we have a lot of them. In fact, we even have a grasshopper. Ooh, don't cause chaos. Whoop! He got away. To catch him again so I can throw him outside. Hopefully there's no more insects in here. I need a big bowl. It's behind you. There's a praying mantis in here. Well, this is fun. And he's probably in here because there's grasshoppers in here. Come here. You get at the bottom. Can you see him? Yeah. There he is. Come on. Cute. Oh, no, I can jump. I wasn't expecting so much wildlife. To do these one batch at a time, I think, because I don't have a bowl big enough. Right then, I have all those peeled. Well, not peeled, taken the stems off. And now there's a clever way of doing onions where what you do is you cover them in boiling water, leave them for about 30 seconds, and then you get rid of all the water and then fill it up with really cold water, leave it for a bit, like longer the better, and it basically like soft peels them more. And then what we're going to do is we're going to keep all of the skins from the onions and we're going to turn them into onion powder. In case you didn't know that, onion powder comes from the skins. It's actually quite a lot of flavour there after you cook them, or dehumidify them, dehydrate them. So as for vinegar, I have two types. I have white wine vinegar and cider vinegar, apple cider vinegar. And we have 2 kiln jars, so I'm going to do them in 2 batches each. I'm going to follow a recipe from a well-known classic British pickled onion company, because in my opinion we do make them much better in the UK, no offence to anybody else. But yeah, Sarson's is the company. So I'm going to make the vinegar mix roughly based on theirs. I don't think we have any bay leaves, so I'm going to have to leave out the bay leaves. So yeah, I'll show you that now, whilst we're waiting for the kettle to boil. Aha, we do have bay leaves. Ideal. And the only sugar we have, unfortunately, is brown sugar, but it just says granulated, and this is granulated, so we have 100 grams granulated sugar, and then batch 1 we're going to do the white wine vinegar. It does say to use malt vinegar, but I figured we'd try something new. Oi. Of course I got it all over my phone. And we want 10 peppercorns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2 for luck. And how many mustard seeds? 2 teaspoons. 1, 2. Is that right, isn't it? And bay leaves. 2. Right then, and what we do with this, you see, no, to tilt you. So now put that on the heat and bring it to a boil. Ah, 2 red spots on the rock.
Okay.
I wonder if they've got a baby. Whether that one's a baby. So our baby red starts have fledged. At least we think they have. They've disappeared. That one's definitely a baby. Look, I haven't got a clue what it's doing. I have a feeling we're going to need more onions for batch 1. Don't know, what do you reckon?
Why don't you put them in here to cure, and then you can see?
Could do, couldn't we? That's pretty alright, actually.
Yep.
Nice. Right guys, this isn't a filter. This is actually how strange it looks right now. Carissa just said she thinks she's got a raindrop. AccuWeather, which we call in AccuWeather, look at that, is saying it's going to rain. That yellow, that's mad. That honestly, that's how it looks. It's like orange. Right then, 24 hours-ish have passed, and I have just washed the onions with all the salt. They look very nice and they look lovely. So then what we're going to do is put them into this sterilised kilner jar. Oi. We could have fit a few more, but oh well, not to worry. Right, then I need my vinegar, which smells delightful. And there we go. So you'll have to tune in again in 6 weeks' time for the taste test. Now we do have some spare vinegar and also some spare cabbage from coleslaw last night. Oh, that sounds like a fireplane. Oh, it is a fireplane. Other side of Fundar. Not good. Right, turns out I couldn't find a small jar, so we're going to use the other kilner jar and what's left of the vinegar, and I might need to top it up with some cider vinegar. Never done this before, assuming it's basically the same deal as the onions. Should do us Christmas dinner. UK sausage. Poco calor. These are very nearly ready. Some of the chilies are a bit bendy, and some of the tomatoes are a bit soggy still, but that's to be expected. So we're going to give them another day or two. I think the chilies will probably be done tomorrow, hopefully. Not too sure about the tomatoes, but we'll wait and see how that goes. It is 5:20 here, and is still very, very hot. It's good 36 degrees or something. We've been hiding in the aircon all afternoon. We are going this evening to go and see some friends, so that should be nice. Although it'll still be very hot. So we're going to wrap up this video here. Thank you so much for watching, as ever, and we'll see you next week. Ciao, ciao. Nice day, Dave.